What's up, Ram fans? We hope you enjoyed the break. Welcome back to another edition of Out of Pocket. It's been a few weeks now since we kicked this thing off, so let's just get right into it. First up on the docket tonight is a take that, frankly, I'm going to get real upset over. So unfortunately, here it is. So Cam, even as a CSU student and a guy who's literally on the floor at Moby almost every night covering the game, you think it isn't out of pocket to say that CSU is overrated? This is the best year they've had in like forever. Why would you even say that?
I mean, for me, CSU is just, they're a phenomenal team. Nobody's going to take that away from them, right? They have the potential to do things in the March Madness tournament. The games that they have won, though, it hasn't been too impressive, right? The games that they won, it's not like they're beating these top-tier teams consistently. They took a win over San Diego State, who, you know, a top-tier team in the Mountain West, but not one in the nation. You got wins like against Creighton and St. Mary's. Those are the wins that you can account for CSU being a good team. You gotta beat somebody else. And the games against Alabama getting canceled really took a bad effect on CSU, because that could have been a game that easily helped them improve their ranking. But as of right now, the games that they have played, the ones that they have won, 7 of them have been by 2 possessions or less. And the games that they have lost, 2 of them have been blowouts. I just don't see enough consistency from this squad to say that they're a team that can go further than round 1 in March Madness.
Let me break out some more fun stats for you. So while I don't necessarily agree that CSU is going to go far in the tournament, I think that they'll make the tournament. And number one, I just think that I don't think CSU is overrated as much as the Mountain West is extremely underrated. If you look at the Mountain West right now, they have 6 teams within the top 56 in the net rankings. 6 teams. That's more than some of the big conferences.
Right.
The SEC only has 7.
Yeah.
The Mountain West just overall is it's a really strong conference, and people they just aren't acknowledging that right now. And also, you mentioned they went up against St. Mary's. St. Mary's is currently ranked 19 in net rankings. So, I still think they're a pretty good team.
Well, I mean, I was going to say, I would never call CSU a bad team, but overrated, yes, whether that's a CSU fan base fault, the point of Mountain West being underrated, that very well could play into it, but that big game like Alabama being canceled, I think a win or loss to that team would have been a huge wake-up call to how much potential this roster truly has, but because it didn't happen, it's really, really hard to tell with certain wins and certain losses, but because we just haven't played those top 25 teams.
Understandable. But anyway, moving on from some... Well, I mean, I guess we're not technically moving on from some CSU basketball, but we're moving on from this argument over whether or not they're overrated. We're now moving into our pick'ems. And first up, we got CSU versus Fresno State. I think that all of these teams are actually performing really well right now. So I think it's going to be a tough one, but I'm still going with CSU. They're at home. I think they've got it.
No, absolutely. I mean, I agree with you. We've seen women play against Fresno State before, and that game went well, but unfortunately because of COVID issues, the men didn't get to play recently. Yeah. But I still am confident in the fact that we can take Fresno State, so that's why I'm going to have to pick CSU for this one.
I mean, as I said, I'm not confident in CSU for any of these games. Every single one of these games they can lose, as we saw against Nevada. They almost lost that one, as we saw against UNLV. My pick is still going to be CSU for this game, but I'm not confident in any of the games CSU plays after seeing what I've saw down the stretch from them in these last couple games.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, that is all the time we have for you tonight, Rams. Enjoy your Super Bowl weekend, and we'll catch you next week.